I'm Austin. Hello. I'm a sophomore here at Cox Mill, and I have a disability called cerebral palsy. It affects the person who has it, their brain. Well, I'm very fortunate because it only affects my legs, but there are much worse cases. It can affect one not being able to use arm or having slowed speech or no speech. A good example is if you ever seen the show Speechless on ABC, the main character, JJ DeMeo, he has a much more severe case of cerebral palsy than I do. Cerebral palsy is just one of the disabilities, and it happens to be mine. But disabilities affect so many people around the world, but that shouldn't stop them from wanting to do what they do every day and doing the things that they love. So growing up, I was big into sports, but I always thought I'd never be able to play competitively. But I found wheelchair basketball, and my life will be changed forever. World War II disabled veterans gave birth to wheelchair basketball in 1946. They played in Veterans Administration hospitals where they were being treated for multiple degrees of paralysis. Now, there are over 200 leagues all over the United States and consist of players of all ages and disabilities. The organization that is in charge of it all is the NWBA, or National Wheelchair Basketball Association. A local group within this league is helping people all over Charlotte, North Carolina. Abilities Unlimited supports 5 wheelchair basketball teams that make up the Charlotte Rolling Hornets, 2 adult teams, 1 varsity high school age team, and 2 junior teams consisting of kids between the ages of 3 and 13. Wheelchair basketball gives children and adults with disabilities opportunities to be active and play sports in the same world where they may not be able to play school or rec league sports. Jamie Howell is the mother of Preston, who is the starting point guard on the prep team.
When Preston started playing basketball with the Charlotte Rolling Hornets, he really found himself. It built up his confidence in everything he did, from his schoolwork to just his everyday life with us and our family in our own house, to even his friends on the street. He just became a different child.
Mike Gotze is the director and founder of Abilities Unlimited and coaches the Rolling Hornets prep team.
We're very proud of sending our teams to the national tournament. We've done that for each of the last 11 years, and we have finished in the top 11 or better in the last 11 years as well.
Elizabeth Becker is a member of the varsity team and has been playing for 7 years. She hopes to take her talents to the collegiate level and beyond.
I definitely see myself playing wheelchair basketball in college. I also do track and field, which I don't know if I want to do that in college yet, but we'll see. But I really want to be in the Paralympics. I want to play on Team USA. It's a big goal. It'll take a lot of hard work, but I feel like through God I can do it, and with the support of my family, I think I can do it.
People with disabilities don't have to watch from the sidelines. Activities like wheelchair basketball and other adaptive sports allow them to better their lives by getting into the game they only dreamt of playing. Wheelchair basketball has allowed me to make so many new relationships, whether that be with players, other coaches, or their families. I really love the sport because it allows me to experience the highs of winning, the lows of losing, and my personal favorite, there's no participation trophies. Basketball isn't the only sport, that's just the one I chose. There's track and field, swimming, skiing, and much others. Last, if you know anybody in a wheelchair, encourage them to go out and join great organizations like the Sandbox or the Rolling Hornets to show them that their disability will not define who they are and that great opportunities are right in front of them. So I'm going to give it back to you guys. All right, so what we're doing today here with the Cox Mill Beta Club, we have given a group of 4 or 5 kids a disability, and we have scattered a bunch of cleaning supplies, paper towels, stuff all around this cafeteria. Their disabilities can range from blindness to mute, not using one arm, in a wheelchair, and much more. So what they got to do is fill love baskets with the utensils that they find around the cafeteria and having them perform everyday tasks to find out how hard it is to live with some of the disabilities they were given. All right, so we're here with Chloe. And Chloe, what disability did you have today?
So today I had the disability of losing a limb, so I lost my right arm.
Nice. And how did that affect the way you went about things?
So I just found it really hard being able to do things I normally could, like carry 2 things at one time and maybe reach down for something. I had to take a pause and like reposition myself. So it just kind of made everything a couple steps like more hard.
Using a wheelchair, how did you go about getting items or moving around your space?
Well, I felt that moving wasn't so difficult, but it was rather reaching things because I had a limited reach, and I felt that using your legs would have been easier because I could have bent down, I could have reached in further with my legs, but I only had my upper body to use.
So Paige, what disability did you have today?
I was blind.
You're blind? So how did that affect the way you did things and moved around the space?
It was really hard because I had to have someone help me like the entire time, and I couldn't see what I was doing, obviously, so it made it hard.
Is there anything that you learned today?
Yeah, I learned that you should never take what you have for granted and just always appreciate everything and be willing to help those that are in that situation.
That I should treat people differently because I treat you like how I treat everyone else. But I realize that everyone, even whether they have a disability or not, that they just want to be treated the same. And even if we do treat them special, we shouldn't be like leave them out of like the group, because I did that with the blind people and I felt really bad. So I went to them and I added them in the group because I realized that they were all alone.